Hey there everyone, it's Hunter. Today we're going to be going through a league with a deck that the team and I have been spending a lot of time tweaking and trying to optimize completely. It's basically just Death Shadow Zoo. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just a run-of-the-mill zoo strategy, but we run these dudes, big old Death Shadows, and we run a lot of life loss effects like Gyp Probes, Mutagenic Gross, Street Race that let us cycle through our deck and lose life at the same time. So we're basically trying to kill ourselves and make our Death Shadow huge so we can finish them off with a Temur Battle Rage on just a Death Shadow, which will usually make like a 8/8 with double strike and trample, which will kill most people. Or we're looking to get any creature with Become Immense Temur Battle Rage, which is the same. It's usually an 8/8. So some tech choices we have. Most people are going to be running Step Links, 3 of them in their main board, but we have decided that Step Links, while it can lead to some explosive draws, it's just not great in a meta that my phone is going off. In a meta where basically Jund is rampant and Lightning Bolt is a god. So instead we're running a main board Apostle's Blessing and a Rancor as a way to kill our opponents through more blockers and to protect ourselves from paths and lightning bolts. If we look at the side, I guess I should probably talk about the mana base. The mana base is a cluster of just like everything. We run almost every fetch in the game. The hardest part of this deck is sequencing. So you'll see me thinking a lot about what land I need to play first and what shock I need to be getting, because you have to be thinking many turns ahead, and you have to be thinking on turn 3, am I going to be able to combo them with the way I fetched, or am I going to be able to play everything I want to? So this mana base it's not ideal, but it's what we have to deal with to turn on our Wild Nakatos and to pull Splash Black for Death Shadow. If we go to the side, it's also just kind of a plethora of good stuff. We have our Stony Silences to kill Affinity. We have another Apostle's Blessing for removal X decks. We have a Path for the Mirror for basically any aggro matchup. Path is good against Affinity, it's good against the Mirror, it's good against Tarmogoyfs, it's good against Kitchen Finks. So Path is kind of a must-have. A lot of decks will use a Bolt here, but we think that having a Path to just like unconditionally remove something is worth it. Dismember is just more removal. Deflecting Palm. This is usually an unlife in a lot of decks, but Deflecting Palm can steal games in the aggro mirror. And people are playing a lot of Emrakul right now. A lot of people are trying to drop Emrakul with a Nahiri. So we have been combating that with a Deflecting Palm, which can do something as small as shoot a Boros Charm back at a burn player's face, or it can make an Emrakul hit its owner in the head. Orzhov Charm has a lot of relevant modes. It destroys spell skites. It bounces our Death Shadows. If that's the best way to make it survive, we can bounce it. But the best mode is against control. If they kill our Death Shadow, we can bring it back at the end of turn and then kill them. Hooting Mandals are just more creatures if we need to board out our Become Immense combo. Pyroclasm, Natural State, Ancient Grudge, those are all pretty straightforward. Kill artifacts, kill creatures. And Inquisition is just more disruption. We have a Forest because we don't have any basics in the deck. So against Path decks, we like to take out like an Arid Mesa or possibly a Wooded Foothills, so that their paths aren't just awesome Sword to Plowshares. So we're gonna jump into a league. Okay, we are in our first match of this league. We would like to play first. This hand is not too bad. We have a Bobble to look at the top card before we fetch. We have a Street Wraith. We have 2 creatures. We're lacking on explosiveness, but the hand is still good, and I think I'm going to keep it. My opponent has also decided to keep. Let's do it. So we're going to play our Bobble and target ourselves. So if we like the card on top, we can just grab it with Street Wraith. We got a Sacred Foundry. We don't want that. So I'm going to use probably our Windswept Heath. No. This is where it gets fun. It's kind of irrelevant what land we use when we get Stomping Grounds, and the next turn get Godless Shrine probably. So let's do that. We'll shock in. Now we'll draw a Street Wraith first just for more info before we cast this. Thoughtseize. Well, that'll be good next turn. Alright. So we'll ship the turn. Draw with our Bobble. Another lane, that's not ideal. But let's see what we're up against. Catacomb, so it's likely Jund. So next turn we're likely going to play Thoughtseize first. I don't think any draw is going to stop me from... No, that's not true. I'll Wraith first. Damn, that's not good. No deck does well when it only draws lands. Alright, well, let's go ahead and fetch. Let's go ahead and swing. See if he has anything. Let's get our Godless Shrine so that we buff our Wild Mikado before damage. Good to go. Deal 3 to him, maybe. Alright, looks like he probably has the Bolt. Yes, that would be the case. So, we'll let damage happen, and we will Thoughtseize him. Alright, so those Inquisitions are not going to be very good for him, so he can have those. The question is between Seal of Fire and Tarmogoyf, and I think Tarmogoyf is the pick here. Seal of Fire is not going to do anything to the creatures we currently have, and basically give him a hand of nothing if we take the Tarmogoyf. So let's pass. We'll see what he top decks. Alright. Well, he tapped this. Sorry, what did he play? Oh, he's Inquisitioning us. Okay. He's gonna find nothing. Yeah, I'll play Seal of Fire. So we know he has Inquisition, Forest, and 1 unknown. Do I have any fetchable lands left? Yeah, I can get Overgrown Tomb. So we'll play the Windswept Heath. Just as thin. We have to be careful we don't go into Seal range, though. Alright. That's all we're gonna do. I'm not gonna F6 because Mutagenic Growth can save our soul creature from a bolt. Alright, let's just cast this. Even though it doesn't really do anything, there's no reason not to cast it. Like, the jig is up. Alright, let's get our Overgrown Tomb. So now we have no more shocks in our deck to draw. We can draw fetches that are dead. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm probably... he played both his Inquisitions, and he played his Forest, so he played a Swamp and not his Forest, so we know he has that. Let's play our Blood Crypt. Now, I could just Battle Rage here, but if he plays, it won't kill him. Now if he draws the Thoughtseize or something, we're toast. But Temper Battle Rage could also end up being a removal spell for Tarmogoyf. Well, not at this point. Tarmogoyf's too big, but if we can draw any pump spell, then we're gonna win with Temper Battle Rage. Raging Ravine. So he has Forest, Forest, and Unknown in hand. We do the Mutagenic Growth. That's lethal if he doesn't have a removal spell. So let's just go for it. We don't have much of a choice. We know it. One card is an Unknown, so. But one is a Forest. Let's just go for it. Got it. Alright, so our opponent had an unfortunately bad hand, and we were able to take his best card. That happens a lot with Jund. If Jund draws the wrong half of its deck, it will lose against us, which, I mean, you can say that about anything with Jund, but let me make sure we're still recording real quick. Okay, cool. But if Jund draws the half of its deck that's only Abrupt Decays and Bolts, we're probably not going to win that one. So against Jund, we want both of our Apostle Blessings. We want Orzhov Charm. Well, Path is iffy. I don't know if we want Path really. We want Dismembers. And we take out our combo here. We take out Become Immense, we take out 2 to 3 Battle Rages. And putting Hooting Mandrills. Because there's so much removal that these decks have that it's really difficult to shell the combo off without it getting disrupted. So your combo pieces end up just being dead cards because your opponent just waits for you to go for it and then he kills them. I usually keep in Mutagenic Growths here because against Bolt decks I'll usually try to keep in Mutagenic Growth. Thoughtseize is fine. Bringing in Inquisition is questionable. But I'll probably make room for it because Liliana hurts us really bad. And that's the reason I keep in Bolt as well. So I'm going to take out a Might of Alara. And honestly, I might shave 1 or 2 Mutagenic Growths. I think that might be the key to this matchup is Mutagenic Growths. So maybe Inquisition just isn't that good. We can take out Lightning Bolts, but Lightning Bolts hit a lot of relevant stuff. Huh. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think our job here is to just draw explosively. So I'm not going to worry too much about trying to fish a Liliana out of his hand. This hand's fine. It has 3 lands, I wish it didn't, but we do have double creature and one is a good creature that can't get Abrupt Decay or bolted. So we will keep 6 through his first turn. So we'll just fetch Stomping Grounds, their plus Daemire. We'll probably fetch it with our Wooded Foothills now. Well, let's Street Wraith first. Battle Rage. He didn't Inquisition as turn 1. But he likely has Bolt. I'd be shocked if he didn't have Lightning Bolt. But we're going to play this anyway. Let's see if he has it. Stomping Ground, oh, no Bolt. That's good for us. Might have a creature heavy hand then. Alright, he's representing Abrupt Decay then, or that he has nothing. Spire Bloodstained Mire. I'm gonna go swing in. And if this gets Abrupt Decayed, it's not the end of the world because we can just follow it up with Hooting Mandrills. Let's go fetch our Godless Shrine. I do want to shock it in. Alright, that's fine. We just passed then. We have a lot of removal up, so. If he plays Liliana, we can bolt it. And if you, yeah, I think this is probably, this must be a Lily hand if he doesn't have any removal. Why would he keep it unless he has Lily? There we go. So we'll bolt his Liliana at the end of turn. And then we'll play out our Hooting Mandrills. And our Hooting Mandrills dodge almost all the removal, unless he has another Lily. And we hope he doesn't. I would like to redirect damage. Let's see. Mutagenic Growth. I mean, that's good. I'm not going to complain about that. So, I'm going to... Yeah, this is fine. We're going to fetch away... I guess we have to fetch away our whole graveyard. Sometimes you have to be specific with how you fetch when you're playing against a Tarmogoyf deck. But we only had 5 cards in our graveyard, so it didn't really matter. But when you have Bobble, you need to make sure you get that out of there ASAP. Do you have another Liliana? Yeah. Well, can't really do anything about that. Can't really play around that either. That's just unfortunate. Sorry, I need to turn my phone off. Let's just fetch. Just get our deck thin as we can. We get Sacred Foundry since we have another black source in hand already. Alright, well, this is the game we get to play now. We just pass and discard the Lily. I'll probably discard this Spare Temur. Ugh, I can't speak. Temur Battle Rage. But we'll see. He still has 4 cards in hand, so that's unfortunate. Yep. So one way we win is by drawing. I might not Dismember right away if he plays a creature, just because one way we win is Swiss Spear off the top, and we go Swiss Spear, Prowess with Dismember, into Prowess, Mutagenic Growth, into Temur Battle Rage. Looks like he's drawing a lot of land too. And this is why Liliana is probably the worst card in this matchup, is he just has a loaded... Does he just have Kalitas? Okay. Yeah, we'll just hold off on killing the Kalitas. Jeez. Okay. So I think next thing to go is... I have to choose if I need to discard the Battle Rage first or the Growth. Battle Rage steals games, but Growth will protect most of my creatures. And this game's basically done unless we draw Haste Threat. So I think I need to keep Mutagenic Growth. So I'll discard this Battle Rage. Let me turn this off real quick. Sure. Oh God, my phone will not be quiet. Sorry, there we go. Alright. Swing with his friend Kalidas. We're just gonna go ahead and pay for this. We need time. We really need Swift Spear. So unfortunately, this is just gonna get Lily. I could hold on to it and try to draw 2 creatures in a row, which might just be the better play. And discard my growth. I think we're gonna go with that. Because if we can draw a second creature and he blanks on removal, that is good news for us. But I mean, we're basically, the chances of us coming out of a 4 loyalty Liliana is so unlikely. Unless that happens, and you don't have bolts. Well, I'm just gonna say show me. We'll probably just concede if he has removal here. He didn't have it. Well. Maelstrom Pulse? Anger! Yeah. Huh. I don't see any harm in playing it out still. Play to your outs, right? Alright, that's my out right there. He's gonna have 6 mana Lily. Or 6 loyalty Lily, my bad. So do I want to change anything? On the play, I feel like I want... He's playing him. I feel like Rancor's not that relevant in this matchup. Like, Jund doesn't make that many blockers. It plays like maybe 2 to 3 creatures every game. And he's probably boarding out Confidants, I would assume. So I think I would rather grab Inquisitions because Lily is such an issue for us. Maybe even... What kind of growth? I feel like having the 5 discard spells is going to be worth it if we can tear his hand to shreds. Alright, so we're going to play first. Shocker. We have 3 creatures and hand disruption, so we'll keep this. We're not going to fire this off right away because we have our Thoughtseize. We're just going to play out. Our mana base is awkward here. That's the only issue. Is I think I need to fetch because we don't play Temple Garden, so we're in a weird spot. I didn't even mean to play that, but I think that was still the right play to make. I think we just fetch Stomping Grounds. Yeah. Stomping Grounds is the biggest Nikado we're going to get, so... I think the worst thing he can do here is steal our Thoughtseize. But it looks like that's not the case, so we will get to... Oh, maybe. Okay, we're good. Bobble. I don't even think I care about playing Thoughtseize until next turn, because the thing I really care about taking is Liliana, because I have Dismember if he plays Goyf next turn. So I'm... No, because I'm not even worried about Anger the Gods yet. So I think I'm just going to shock in and play both these creatures. Let's play our Swift Spear first. and bobble him and see what he draws. Because their bobble will trigger prowess. It's possible he has bolt, so he might just try to bolt before the prowess trigger goes off. I don't think that's the right bolt target though. I think you want to get the Wild Mikado. The Wild Mikado usually is constantly a 3-3. But let's see what he's got. He probably doesn't have anger if he's gonna bolt. Raging Ravines on top. Land use on top is usually a pretty good sign. Alright, let's play our other Nikado. Pass. Your Street Wraith, that's pretty good actually. Alright, so he probably just has a very removal heavy hand. Let's draw with our Street Wraith before we do anything. Death Shadow, that's pretty good. So before we play anything out, let's Thoughtseize. Because now Lily is in context is not scary when we have so many creatures in our hand. But if he uses an 80k here, maybe it's his only 80k. That's a really good sign for us because we have Shadow in hand. So if he just fires it off, it means he's probably weak on removal. So he is weak on removal. That Lavamancer does hurt us. Let's take a snapshot of this. So the question is, what's going to do the most damage to us? And we have, I think it's probably going to be Skoos. Well, I don't really care about Kalidas at all. I have Dismember for it. I have Dismember for Ooze too, but I guess Lavamancer's annoying because so I played Death Shadow this turn. He's a 3-3. He untaps, plays Ooze, Mountain, Grim Lavamancer, probably, to flood the board. And then next turn we... So I think... Do we have lethal with the Dismember? I'm at 6 life. So I think we're gonna probably be fine. I kind of want to take the Lavamancer so he has to tap farther out to play the Scavenging Ooze. And that's literally my only reason behind it, is I want him tapped out next turn. So we're definitely going to play... Alright, it's unfortunate. This is the mana base gets wonky. I really wanted to get a white land, but our Wooded Foothill could not fetch our Godless Shrine to turn on Nikado, but I need to play Death Shadow this turn to win. So our Death Shadow is going to be a 5/5, I think, if I did my math right. So, and this is where you get to see some synergy. Dismember is going to kill his Scavenging Ooze when he plays it. Please play the Ooze. Alright, so we just win. Let's just do it. So our Death Shadow is a 9/9 now. And we drew another Death Shadow, but we win. Let's see a Slaughter Pact. Cross our fingers. Alright, so I wouldn't consider Jund an easy matchup, but as long as we have our disruption and he draws poorly. He didn't draw. He drew fine, actually. He had the A decay, and he had creatures to support him. He had A decay and lightning bolt, and we still won that. So this deck is powerful. It grinds well, and I think that match really shows it. It's turn 4, and we've put 11 points of power in play, and we've removed the only threat that he played this game. So we're gonna go to match 2 now.